What's the button? Is this the button or is this the button?
It's like back here, but you get knocked out when it goes like this.
When it whips?
Like the whipping. And also, if they can hit back here on the equilibrium, that's where it's bad.
How come I heard on the chin?
That makes sense.
That's not the button.
No, it's shut when your brain goes ching.
When you get hit and you get your bell rung, do you know like where you are?
Oh yeah.
So,
depends how hard it is, but yeah, you do for sure.
And when you look back on the fight,
it's almost like a high.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it harder? Are things slowing down? Yeah. Is it harder to protect yourself?
You're just a little out of it. It's almost like, you know, when you're like high almost.
Yeah.
You're just like a little like everything's slower and it's going beep.
Can you when you look back at the fight, is there a period that you don't remember?
Oh yeah.
So there's a chunk of time where you're like, I have no idea what just happened.
Fuck yeah. Why didn't I zig instead of zag?
And during that time, is your brain working but your body isn't? Are you cognizant of, oh, this is I'm getting the fuck out?
Not really.
Is there anything? It's just like a barrage of
just. You're just back to like, it's weird, huh?
I can't even because when I hear people like commoners talk about, oh, that NFL player's a pussy or that fighter's a pussy, to me, just by nature of you're in the NFL or you're not a pussy.
No.
You may be less tough than some of the people in that sport.
No, they're still tough.
But they're still tough, right?
They just made a mistake.
Like when I hear people call Deshaun Jackson not tough, I'm like, look, man, he's not as tough as some other people, but and maybe he doesn't play with injury as well. Just
different.
But the fact that you get hit
he's a competitor
in an NFL game,
he's a monster.
I'll tell you something.
Stud too. I
would tell you right now, 85% of grown-ups in America or in the world couldn't take getting whipped down to the AstroTurf. Just that alone.
You're being generous at 85. I'd say it's more like 95.
Just that alone seems like that would hurt.
Look at Corona. You think 95% could get tackled at AstroTurf? Think about
you're right.
Bitches. They won't leave that. No, we don't get started.
But dude, I think people like that AstroTurf is basically pavement.
It's green pavement.
And so when you
it's a little better.
But when you get thrown on it at
Nightmare.
I almost would rather get tackled. When I see people get whipped to the ground, I'm like, you just get thrown on the cement, my man.
Nightmare.
And no pads. I did have somebody reach out
what?
And say that they played center. Remember we were talking about wearing a cup? Mm-hmm. And he said, I played center and he said he never got hit by a cup. Never got hit. He said most of the times this dude who was listening said he got hit in the nuts when he hit himself with the ball.
Yeah. It's very rare they wear cups.
But he said he would hit himself with Man, you hit yourself on the
nuts? When I got off stage at the Laugh Factory, right away you go, bro, I figured out what you look like. I'm like, what? This is in front of a bunch of other comics. I'm like, what? You're like, you look like a Rottweiler. We got a shit together.
Oh, you do, bro. Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying, dude.
Grab that mic, son.
You do. Look, bro, look.